This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Aunt and Uncle Studios of Arizona, Dana White has the what? UFC Vegas 44, fought versus Aldo Fight Week, the return of Baby Hulk. Vlad from Bulgaria coming in. We got a jam-packed show. We're back, motherfuckers, with the MMA-Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Feels good. Jesse, welcome back.
Moss, welcome back.
It's snowing outside. It must be Christmas. December is here. The Christmas lights are outside. We're inside, and we're back. The Wednesday show moved to the Thursday night slot just for this week. We have a couple of guests tonight. We have a lot of MMA news to get to. And when we were off for that brief day, we noticed that there was an explosion of news, explosion of stories. We're like, wait, the news should wait for us. So tonight we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a day later. So, yeah, here we are. Welcome, friends. JBM, you ready to party?
I'm ready to party, Moss.
All right, we're going to open up the show with our first guest. This man over here, we've said it a million times. It's an internet sensation. This guy has been at the top of the heat at the Street Beefs game. Now he's taken over the MMA world. Guy's like a double champ, for God fucking sakes. And we have him live back on the show. Baby Hulk, let's go, baby! There he is with all the medals in the background. Loving it. How are you tonight, Baby Hulk?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you guys?
We are?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes.
Sure.
So it's been a couple of weeks since we had you on, and you competed, and you dominate. Once again, a finish. Once again, a champion. I mean, all you do is win, win, win. Going to show this video over here. Look at this, Jesse. Oh, that's not it. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Moss.
Boom, there it is. There is Baby Hulk smashing over here on the back of his opponent. Fast forward a little bit. I'm going to have talk to you about this whole situation with the RNC getting the job done. How did it feel that night?
Oh, it was awesome, man. It was a great crowd, great event. Very exciting fight. I was the main event, and if you watch the beginning of the fight, had a little adversity or whatever, but bounced back, so that made it even sweeter.
You're very competitive. I noticed at one point, and was it trouble or you got cracked one time? And what was going through your mind when that happened, when he touched you?
So, okay, it's a bunch of fake news going around that I got robbed. Totally fake news. So what had happened was somebody threw a really shiny quarter in the ring, and I dropped down real quick to pick it up. Nobody's seen it. I didn't want him to step on it. So that's why it looks like, I got wobbly. But besides that, it was all good.
Oh, I heard it was a banana peel. I heard it might have slipped on a banana peel for a second, right?
They got a lot of stickers on the canvas. It was really slippery, man.
So you get this job done. What's a better feeling? I mean, you've won, the belt at Street Beefs over there. You've won a belt before at Triton Fights, and here you are at this event, just grabbing another strap. So far in your run to greatness, what has been your best experience? Was this the top of the heap?
That's a good question. I always think my last one is my best one because it's just fresh. That's the one I'm most focused on. I'm proud of all of them, actually. I'm actually, in a weird way, I'm proud of my loss because that was against a really good guy. He's doing really good, and it just showed me like I gotta change up my game and like what's like. It just showed me a lot being a fighter. So that one is actually one that I'm most proud of, is the loss.
That's interesting. They say you win or you learn. So you're saying you learned in that competition, correct?
Oh, I learned a bunch.
And here's your last one. It was at the Outlaw Fight League 2. You fought Michael Phillips twice. You swept the Michael Phillips dual fight extravaganza. And Triton Fights, you got the win over there. And here's your loss. It's to Asher Frederick. Amateur fights, we're looking at 5 fights so far. Are you thinking about pro fighting, or are we going to stay Ami until you get it, until your team thinks it's the right time?
Actually, man, that's funny that you mentioned. We are really talking about that heavily. Either one more Ami fight or, you know, the right pro fight. I feel really good, especially going into the new year. I plan on really training during December, January, not really, you know, taking much time off or getting fat or anything like that. So I'm hungry, man. I can see that pro thing is right there, and I'm ready for it.
I'm excited to see you go pro. We've had some friends from the Ami scene go to the pro, go to the UFC. It's so much fun watching you guys throughout that journey. I feel like for some reason, when you guys come on the show, I feel like it's a piece of us here. I feel like we're ride or die with Baby Hulk now. And to see you go pro would be an amazing thing. For those of you in the chat that are not familiar with Baby Hulk, do yourself a favor. Go over to StreetBeefs, for God's sakes. You look at the popular videos, millions and millions and millions of views on this man over here. I don't know, will you live under a rock? How do you not know this guy? Go follow him on Instagram. It's at BabyHulk_23. And we got a surprise for Baby Hulk. We'll talk about it in a second here when we get some more people in the room. Okay, so your career is going well. It's a young start to this career. You are someone that is finishing opponents and someone that almost got finished recently with Dana White getting the coronavirus. Did you hear about this, Baby Hulk?
I did hear about that. It's wild.
I thought this guy was untouchable. Like, I thought this guy's shaking hands, no mask, just doing his own thing. This guy's like, I felt that he was corona proof. I felt inside his body he had the serum, he had the blood. You pull from him, you get the cure. And here he is with the coronavirus. Looks like he's going to be okay. What did you think? When you heard the boss was sick, what went through your mind?
Dude, it's weird now because it's almost like a rite of passage. It's weird because like you've had it, I've had it. It seems like everybody has it or has had it. So LeBron James just got it. So it's like it seems like it's just inevitable at this point. So I'm not surprised. Like you said, he's meeting with a bunch of people, no mask, handshake. So yeah, it seems like it's gonna be okay. 10 days for him. He's going to be fine. Yeah,
he says he's going to try to get back he's taking like every 2 days, he's taking the test to make sure he's cleared, and then he's going to be right back on the saddle. You know what? Is it wrong of me rooting for coronavirus over LeBron James, though? Am I a terrible person for thinking that? I'm a bitter Piston fan, so I mean, that's just me, but I mean, I'm just rooting for the Rona.
I respect it.
Anyway, we're live with Baby Hulk. We're talking some MMA. We're having a little fun tonight. And so now that you collect this next win, you got the belt over the shoulder. You got what are the medals behind you? Is that like wrestling medals that we got going on?
Oh, yeah. So this one actually is my dad's. He was super big, like power lifter. This is a real early jiu-jitsu, wrestle. These two are MMA medals. So, you know, I kind of just stack them up. Wrestling, I got the Triton belt up there. So, you know, just showing off a couple of accomplishments.
That's pretty fancy stuff over there. Man, I don't have any trophies. I have a game ball from when I played baseball as a child. They said Betty Crocker makes a better batter. That's what they used to chant to me. And I connected one time. They were shocked. The crowd was like, holy shit, the bat touched the ball and it went into the field. They gave me the game ball for just getting a hit. And I still have that game ball, and my baseball career ended right there. That's all I have.
Well, it's a highlight, man. You got to end on top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have the I'm a goddamn celebrity toilet brush trophy. I got that, but that's it. So maybe can I borrow one of your belts? Would that, I mean, or you know, medallions?
Of course, man. You could borrow a couple medals too, man.
All right. Well, anyway, Baby Hulk, what are we doing next here? What's on the schedule? What are we signing up for?
Dude, I love the position I am because like I just have so many options. I'm gonna tell you guys that y'all the fam, but so I got Outlaw. They probably want me to fight in February. I don't know if I'm gonna turn pro before that. If not, I'll take them. They've got another StreetBeefs, East Coast versus West Coast. I ain't saying I'm gonna do it, but I'm also not saying I'm not gonna do it. There's the pro fights on the table. It's just a lot of options for me right now. I'm just really excited to see what shakes out, what happens.
That's actually pretty cool. A couple of times when we spoke to you, it felt like you were done with this, not completely done with the StreetBeefs, but you really want to go in this direction of MMA, under the lights, the cage, the whole deal. And here you are dabbling into StreetBeefs again, possibly. That's pretty interesting. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, right? Unless they got to let you keep the damn belt, no?
Yeah, the next one I'm gonna keep. And honestly, man, yeah, you're right. Especially even like a couple months ago, I was, fighting with myself, like, hey, that stigma of being a quote unquote street fighter or a YouTube fighter. And it kind of bothered me. But now seeing, Triller and this Jake Paul stuff, and they got some real good money. So if I can kind of dabble in that, it's all fighting. And if they want to give me like some TikTok guys or who even knows, maybe in a year or two I could be on Triller. Like I'm totally up to it. So I'm not completely, like shutting that lane off.
You're legit coming up at just the right time. Mike Perry goes from the UFC over to Triller. He makes $250K, not even headlining the event, boxing with those mixed rules. And I'm so happy to see that these fighters are getting paid. This is fantastic stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, I feel the same way, especially now, even like a couple years ago, being a free agent, like leaving the UFC and stuff like that, it was almost like a death sentence. It's like, oh, shit, like, oh, I got to go to Bellator. But now Bellator has really good guys, PFL, Triller, One, Ryzen. So it's a lot more competition out there, a lot more money, which I really like as an athlete because, of course, you want to make it to the UFC, you want to make it to like the biggest audience, but not everybody can make it there. And now there's good money going around, better notoriety. So it's a great time to be a fighter right now.
It really is. And I'm excited, like I said, that fighters are actually getting paid what they deserve. The UFC is definitely like, that's the mecca, right? Everyone, there's a reason why every other organization is targeting the UFC to throw shots at them. Hey, we're paying more, we're doing this, we're doing that. There's a reason, because the UFC is doing the right thing. The UFC is the top of the heap. The UFC, to me, is surpassing boxing. It's just the mecca for me. And if you have all those other organizations trying to chip away at the ankles and bite and try to claw their way to the top, that's good. As a fan, as a fighter, that's great for competition. Just means more money getting thrown around. What did you think? Did you watch the last event?
Oh, you talking about the Triller event?
The Triller, yes.
Yeah, I did. I watched my boy Mike. He shout out to him. He put on a great performance. I saw Frank Mir, and yeah, that was a little hard. But yeah, I kind of kept up. I didn't see like the whole event, but I liked the triangle setup. That was different, kind of, smaller ring. I like the fact that they let them clinch and grapple a little bit for the MMA guys. So, and fucking Rampage and Shannon Briggs were fucking hilarious. So it was a good promotion. Jake Paul is always going to fight. Keep some guys on his undercard. So, man, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Like, I caught some heat for saying, oh, you like all that circus stuff. It's cringe. I mean, listen, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's how I think about it. But for $20, I was able to see these fights that it was interesting, different rule set. MMA versus boxing, love that theme. And I'm a big Metallica fan, so I got to see a whole damn concert at the end of it. I was rock hard the whole time. Yeah, but luckily I kept, the desk is high enough where you can't see my little Pishka deal. Yeah, you know how it is. But anyway, Triller, you brought up the triangle thing. And we have made new friends at BYB. It's a bare knuckle league that's actually suing Triller for the idea of the triangle. Did you know this?
I did not know that. I have not heard that.
Yes, they are getting it before the event happened. The papers have been inserted onto the internet, and everyone was like, "Holy cow!" It was getting retweeted all over the place. And yeah, Triller's getting sued because BYB started this triangular ring situation, and I like it. I don't know how much, as a fan, I don't know how much of a difference it really made. I mean, you do have those sharp corners, but like you as a fighter, do you think there was enough of a difference to say, wow, that's something special?
Honestly, dude, with anything, even the little adjustments, you see that in boxing, like they argue about the gloves and where the gloves are made and what the canvas is gonna look like and blah blah blah. So to some people, like that shit really matters. For me, is bro, you know me, I fought in dirt, I fought in the sand, like that shit really doesn't matter to me. But for some people, it matters. It gets with your head. Yeah.
There you go. We're live with David Wilson, Baby Hulk, on the MMA-Holes, and we're talking some UFC. We're talking some Triller. We're talking a little bit of everything. It's always good to have you on the show.
Moss.
Sorry?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, you sure? Now, if you hear baby music in the background, don't mind me. That's Jesse and the baby having a grand old time on the side. But go ahead. Ask away.
Okay. How are your thoughts on Kevin Lee?
Oh. All right. So he gets the USADA suspension for Adderall, which was kind of like a silly thing, right? It didn't seem like it was going to be a long suspension. And then out of nowhere, he's not on the roster anymore. I felt strange about it. I didn't know what to think. Am I going to miss Kevin Lee? Probably not, because I feel like he's kind of a novelty guy now. He's not going to be a champion. He's got all the tools in the world to be a champion, but I think his head needs to screw on a little bit better. He's still very young. I think he'll be successful outside of the UFC, but I don't think UFC is the place for him. What do you think?
It's funny that especially like earlier in his career, I thought, he could definitely be a champion, but later on in his career, I almost saw him like a Sage North cut. Like I liked to see him. He was exciting. He had a great look, but like you said, maybe not going to be champion probably. My whole thing with that is, he had that Adderall thing. He had 2 losses. One being an Oliveira, he's a champ now. One being the Rodriguez, who's big as shit. Yeah. And he was coming off of 2 years from a knee surgery. He had a really good first round. He kind of gassed out and, got outstruck the final 2 rounds. But dude, there's guys on like 3, 4, 5 fight losing streaks still in the UFC. It was weird. And then I watched HELWANI, and it's like this little conspiracy theory. I don't know if you heard about it.
No, what's this about?
Okay, so the conspiracy theory is that Kevin Lee's management is like the same management as Francis Ngannou. And, Francis and the UFC have been having problems. And apparently this management team has been having problems with the UFC for a minute. You can't get rid of Francis. He's the champ. And it's like maybe Kevin Lee just got caught in the crossfire and like, all right, we're going to let him go.
It's a bizarre situation. It seemed like we were off for a couple of days, and I was looking on Twitter, and I saw this pop up. One, I wasn't surprised because it was just an odd relationship he had with them. It's disappointing because, like you said with the Sage Northcutt thing, he came in so young. He had so much talent. Like, you can tell that this guy has the tools. But even he was even self-admitting like that he had something going on up here. He couldn't get it right, in the cage. Last win was Gillespie, which was like a monstrous finish. And he has fought some real killers. He beat Barboza, he beat Gillespie, but I mean, the Ferguson loss, Dos Anjos, Rodriguez, like you said. I mean, it's pretty wild. It's just a shame that it wound up this way. Maybe he got into the game a little too early. Maybe, I don't know what it was. Maybe he needed to sharpen up his tools a little bit more, and maybe it would have worked out better. But right now, it does seem like he's destined for a Bellator. It seems like he's destined for, or perhaps one of these Trillers or something like that. He'll get paid somewhere. What do you think about Kevin Lee, Jess?
What do you think?
I could give 2 shits about Kevin Lee, to be quite honest.
I love
She's being polite. Yeah, he's frustrating. I got to be honest, like, because you know he's good. You know, like, I picked him over Al Quinta when they had the rematch. And I was shocked that Al did it again. Like, I was shocked. I was like, wait, not like Al's a bum. Al doesn't look great now. But I thought Kevin Lee's a better fighter at that time in the rematch. And it was just weird how that thing went down. So, I don't know. I'm not going to miss him like Jesse said. I mean, are you going to miss him?
Man, something about like Kevin, like, dude, I like Kevin Lee. He was brash. He talked his shit. He talked about Khabib way too much. I don't know. I'm the only one who could beat Khabib. I'm like, yeah. Bro, shut up. And then he got that crazy ass like back of the head tattoo that I don't know what was going on with that. So he was frustrating, but I definitely want to see more of him. I like the style.
He was starting to get this aura around him. He was taking losses, and it started to feel like Artem Lobov at one point. Like, it was just like, you would look in chat rooms, and they were like, yo, Kevin Lee kills him. We had a person in our chat that was Kevin Lee, right? That name that kept popping up, and every time we ban him, he's Kevin Lee again. Like, he had that, like, mystique about him that if he just rattled off a couple of wins, this dude would be like a rock star. You know, people love that whole Kevin Lee shtick, and he just kept losing. So maybe bare knuckle. What do you think about that?
Wait, let me ask you. Did you see any holes in Kevin Lee's game?
No, I don't. Did you see any holes in his game, Jess?
Never.
I mean, it's crazy, right? The internet's hilarious. You can suck.
I see holes in his game. I was like, oh.
What do you think of when people are on the internet, especially, do you ever go to like the Street Beefs comments on your videos and say, what are these people saying about me? When you read those comments over there, what do you think?
Dude, I lose brain cells when I don't know why I do it to myself. It's low key a form of like self-torture. It ranges everything. Of course, like, let me shout out all the positive comments. I love the positive comments. They mean a lot. But dude, when you read some of these, like, it's a mix between like idiocracy and like, dude, like, I don't know. You know MMA fans, and now you got like backyard fight fans. Everybody's a fucking coach. Everybody's an expert. Everybody, like, if that was me, I would have. So yeah. Yeah,
that's what we have to reiterate over here. We're just armchair quarterbacks. We're just two assholes that don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Not me. I'm a professional
Well, she's
analyst.
got Jess Jitsu. She's already about to start a class, right? And, yeah, Jess Jitsu.
I know everything I'm talking about.
Yeah, she knows everything. But me, I don't know shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just do mystical predictions, and that's that.
Yeah.
A lot of these MMA fans, you would think, are black belts in every sort of martial arts, and they just know it all. It's crazy. The fact that you get in there and punch people in the face, and you get punched in the face and the whole deal, do you find it annoying, like, or you just laugh it off?
It's slightly. It used to annoy me more, but then you got to think, like, the whole stereotypical guy in his mom's back basement, right? I'm like, dude, but I go to some of these guys like profiles just to see. I'm like, you got Chip and Dale as your wallpaper, or you got like 8 comments saying everybody sucks with no videos, and like, I'm like, bro, like your opinion really doesn't matter. And my coach broke it down one time. We were talking about it, and I used to think, well, you know, I'm doing it, they're not doing it. And then he's like, yo, it's not even that. It's that you're trying to do something, and these guys don't even try. Like, they just sit back and talk shit. So you kind of think of it through that lens, like somebody won't go out there and try this, but they have all this advice for you and why you suck. Then you just kind of laugh at it.
I've noticed that the people that throw the most shade are usually your biggest fan. Like, they know
watch
more.
You the most.
They know more about you than you would ever think. Like you would think they hate your guts and this and that, but they come up with stuff. You're like, you must have been watching me for a while and spending a lot of your time. You're a fan. Like, these people, the people that throw shade are your biggest fans.
Yo, you want to know a funny story about that? So I don't suggest other people do this. I don't know if you guys do this, but sometimes I feed the trolls, right? Like, I go through and I'm like, oh, baby, hope you suck. I'm like, well, your mama suck, right? Just to laugh at it or something. But a lot of the times when I'll be like, baby, hope you suck, I beat your ass. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. And then I get, oh my God, I can't believe you responded. Like, I love you. Da, da, da. Oh, I was just joking. So it's so crazy. I was like, so why are you on the internet talking shit? Like, so.
It's so funny, right?
That.
I hear that all the freaking time. We don't get that though, right? We don't get that, Jesse.
No, everybody loves us.
Everyone loves us no matter what. Yeah. But no, it is pretty funny though that you say that. It seems like everyone gets that, especially if you're a fighter. I mean, they're just trying to get your attention. Have you ever had someone say, "Hey man, I want to come to the gym. I want to fight you." Like, have you had that happen? Because I hear a lot of fighters get that as well.
Bro, I've got everything. I've heard I'll come to your gym. I've heard pay for my ticket and I'll beat you up. I've heard
pay for my ticket
and I'll beat you up. Like, I've heard it. I've heard it all. Like, it's like, I'm gonna be at street. I'm like, they never come, or like I told you, like one person literally like paid for my travel and I come fight you. I'm like, what are you talking about? So
it's like a safeguard saying pay for my ticket, because they know like you're not gonna waste your time or your money, so they're safe. It makes them look or sound, hard, but they know you're not paying for the ticket, so they can say whatever they want.
It's almost like they're bringing someone to the fight and be like, "Yo, hold me back, bro." Like you just having someone in between you the whole time. It's nuts.
Pay for my ticket.
What's the craziest? Like, so after this fight went down, and actually, I want to go through this thing real quick. We're with Baby Hulk, David Wilson. Go follow him on Instagram, BabyHulk_23. This guy's it's a pleasure talking with him. He's pretty knowledgeable about the damn game. He's got all his gold and bling. And here's his fight. He gets the rear naked choke, weathered through a little bit of a controversy, and gets that back. Once you have the back of your opponent, it seems like it's a big oh shit moment, right? For the person you're fighting. And it seemed like that happened here. As you're breaking him down, what's going through this moment right here?
So this is like the second round. Like the first round, I had, was on top of him for majority of it, kind of warmed down, kind of, hit him with some good shots in the second. So now it's just, he's just covering up. I'm trying not to hit him in the back of the head because he's shelling up so much. And eventually, I get the choke. I can't quite get it behind his head. So the second time I get it, I switch to a gable grip and kind of tighten it up here and make it real tight. And he just had to tap. Yeah. If you don't mind, it's another video that happens earlier in the fight. If you want to click on that, we can kind of commentate through that.
Okay, here it is over here. I think this is the one you're talking about. We're on the feet. And here we go. Is this it?
Sir. Yep. So, your boy, I came out way too relaxed. My coach said, don't be so tense like the first time. And, just moving, bang, bang, and leave my hand out. Oh, and there goes that quarter that I pick up.
So there it is. There it is. I mean, listen, let's be serious. When I watched the fight, I actually caught the fight after you it was the night of. It was very late. I saw you did like a live stream on either Facebook or Instagram, and this video popped up, and I was glad to see this thing. I have to be honest, when I heard you speaking after the fight, I thought, because I heard you before I actually watched it, and I thought it was a bit, like, I think you're making a bigger deal than it really is. Like, it legit looked like a quick slip and you were back up. So did he really zing you in that spot?
Okay, so like all honesty, he did. Like if you see it, bang. It's just like they say, man. Like the flash went off. I had like a little shiner under my eye. He just went over the top and caught me. But I got a strong neck, great conditioning, bounce back, bang.
Yeah,
and with that right hand.
You caught him again. I mean, you recuperated. So how hurt were you in this situation? Like how much did it really? You saw the flash and then you just were back in action?
Honestly, man, it's almost like in practice. Until I really get hit, like I don't really kind of get into that groove. And that one kind of, it kind of sparked me awake. Now I'm like kind of more attentive and everything. And then you can see if you keep playing the video, he comes to finish me, and I hit him with that straight real quick, back him up, bop, and I rush it, slip a little bit, so it keeps going. I'm here now. I got my hands real high up, just being tight and just kind of avoiding it. Bang bang. This is my hit him with that left. I'm moving. Not letting him kick me. this is actually my favorite part. Bang, bang. Bah!
That's awesome.
Bang, almost hit him. And now I'm just feeling it now. I got him on the back foot. He's kind of, kind of running from me a little bit. And then once you get against the cage, and I just start wrestling, and that's my world right there.
It looks like your stand-up's getting a lot better too. So I'm just going back to you got you got popped here, and we're going forward. You recuperate super quick, and then you connect. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. You connect with hold on, there is the right hand. I mean, that thing came in so freaking fast. That slips into his face, and he popped down. You're like, all right, I'm gonna kill this guy now, right? Like you completely forget about being stung.
Yeah, man, I'm an animal, man. Like in the gym or in a fight, man, you hurt me, I'm trying to end you. So that's just how it happened, man. Like and shout out to him, he came out way better, even from the weigh-ins in his body. Like I could tell he took this fight a lot more serious. He was in good shape, and he really wanted it, man. But wasn't his night.
Now, I mean, listen, the whole novelty, especially, we all know that, listen, you're Baby Hulk, you're a little shorter than your opponents here, right? Fighting these bigger guys over and over again, is there like a technique, a strategy, punching up? Is there something that you feel like you might have an advantage on? Like, I would imagine punching up on the chin, if they're tucking their chin in, you still have a clear line at that thing. Do you think that there's some sort of advantage of having a height differential like that?
Oh man, honestly, I've thought about it a lot. I think it does. I think one of the main, if you want to say advantages or positives to it, not a lot of people are used to fighting like somebody my height. Yeah. So as far as like me going against tall people, like I'll always go against tall people. Like everybody in my gym, everybody I fight. So it's like regular for me, but for them it's like, oh shit, like he's down there. Not only do I got to punch down, now I'm in your legs. I got a real low center of gravity that people really aren't used to. I'm very strong and low to the ground, so it's really hard to get takedowns on me. So I'm just different. As the kids say, I'm built different. So,
well, yeah, wrestling, I could imagine it's got to be incredibly frustrating for people that are taller to try to grapple. I mean, how the hell do you get down on your legs when you're already wrapped around the ankles, pulling them away from the fence? That's actually pretty fascinating. When it comes to the striking, they say that like height doesn't really mean anything from when I look at the stats, but reach, they do say that reach is a problem. How do you find ways around the reach? Is your wrestling the key to closing the gap?
Yes, very much so. So reach advantage only matters if I let you utilize it. Like if I'm real close in your chest, and there is no reach advantage. I have no reach advantage. Especially inside, I can generate a lot of power from short distances. That's why my ground and pound is so good. Like I don't have to like come up and drop. I can like get good power from like short distances. And just the threat of the wrestling, I do a lot of level changes, and you got to respect my wrestling. So you never know if I'm coming in for a shot, or I like to pair that, that level change with an overhand. So I get guys dropping their hands to defend the takedown, throw that one over top.
I tell you what, you're so much fun to watch fight. You really are. I mean, you have the look, you have the personality, you got the wrestling, you got the pop in the hands. And it's funny, we're talking about size differences. You got the dance moves, you got it all. Our friend William Knight's fighting this weekend in the UFC, and he fights all guys taller than him, bigger than him. He just rather fight at this heavier weight class because he just feels more comfortable. He's a big, solid man. But we notice his wrestling, he's very tricky, he's very difficult, and he's got heavy hands as well. If you're a wrestler and you have a shorter stature, it does seem like it could be an advantage. It's kind of wild.
Speaking of him, did you see?
What's that?
Dude, arm fully extended, whop, drops him.
Dude, the guy's an animal. We've been watching this guy since the Amis. This guy, he's a freak of nature. He could do like 10 backflips in a row, no problem. Like it's nothing. Like he's like 20 pounds. It's crazy. This dude is a freak of nature, and he's fighting this guy Menefield this weekend, who's another savage.
That's gonna be a barn burner. It's funny. Somebody sent me a picture of William Knight, and they was like, "Is this your big brother?" Or something? So I was like,
dude, I feel like on our show we just have shorter statured like bodybuilders, and look at you. You're like all shredded up. And I mean, what's the secret sauce over here? What are they feeding you, bro? What the heck? Are you eating horse meat or some shit? Like, what is going on here? Look at his body.
Yeah, man, I'm on that old Alistar diet.
Do you get that? Like, all right.
I'm gonna make it like that was a joke, guys. I'm not on, none of that stuff.
William Knight gets it on a regular. He's constantly arguing with people saying, hey, he's all natural. It's just like some people got the genetics, right? Some people, I mean, on top of the diet, the regimen, like you guys live in the gym. There's a whole recipe to the thing. And he's constantly getting the steroid comments. Do you get it a lot?
Dude, I've gotten like steroid comments since I was probably like in high school. Like, it started off as like jokes, and then people like would legit ask me, because like after like a couple years in the weight room, like you said, I shout out to my pops, like I have great genetics. But when I started lifting, I just blew up, and people legit started asking if I was like on the roids, and I'm like, nah, bro, like it's not. Hey, look at that man! Look at that
man! That's a specimen right there. I would turn gay in a second, Jesse. Anyway, it's getting a little weird now. The steroids that compliment. I think we're on a delay. That compliment. That's got to be a compliment when someone says, "Hey, man, are you on steroids?" Like no one's ever said that to me. If someone said that to me, I would be like, my head would be huge, bigger than it already is. I would think that's the biggest compliment in the world.
Man, are you sure, man? Moss, you might be on the juice, man. Them arms are looking kind of big. I don't know.
No, that's old age, and that's CGI. That's what I do. Anyway, Jesse, we're making Jesse tired. I want to. Actually, you know who's on steroids? Look at this girl. Check this out. Hold on. Check this out over here. No, hold on.
You were flexing. She on that HGH for sure.
I'm telling you, man.
I only flexed because I feel that my guns are bigger than Baby Hulk's guns.
Okay, let's see. Let's have a flex off, Jesse. Here we go. Okay. Show Baby Hulk. Now, this girl doesn't work out at all. Let me just say this.
Well, I do yoga.
All right, yogurt. She does yogurt.
Yogurt.
Oh, look at them guns.
Come on, baby.
Get the belt, Jess. Get the belt right now. We got to flex off.
But she showed me to put the sleeves back on this style.
I can't. I mean, it's crazy. I sit next to her. I feel like less of a man. If I can, it's just crazy.
That's what I call mom biceps.
That's why I grow a beard. I grow a beard to hide my feminine personality. Yeah. Baby Hulk, we have something special for you. Do you have a walkout song that you traditionally walk out to?
Nah, typically I kind of just switch it up on whichever song during fight camp. I'm like really into that fight camp. I'm like, all right, that's going to be my walkout song. Okay,
well, we have great news for you. Before the stream happened, I looked at Jesse and I was like, wait, I have an idea. This is going to be spectacular. If we put something together for Baby Hulk, maybe Baby Hulk can walk out to this song. The crowd would go crazy. I mean, this would be a phenomenon. And we're going to play it right now. How do you feel about that?
Oh, my God. I'm very excited. World premiere.
World premiere, live on the channel. Everyone hit the Fukin like button, share the video, take your pants off. We're going to debut the Baby Hulk song. We want you to sing along because it's kind of catchy. We got a baby over here. You ready, friends?
Yeah.
You ready, Baby Hulk?
I'm down.
Baby Hulk, Baby Hulk, Baby Hulk,
Let's go fight.
After party pussy.
After party pussy. After party pussy.
Back to the gym. Come on. He's the champ.
Oh my God.
All right, let's bring it home.
Oh.
along in the chat now. Ready? Come on, sing it, chat.
Whew. Wow. Okay. I'm out of breath. I don't have the cardio of Baby Hulk. What do you think?
Oh, I love it. I don't know if you guys ever seen Pootie Tang, but I think I heard that same song on Pootie Tang.
That happened to be Ellie's favorite song. We altered it up. You excited about that? She almost started crying. So maybe it's not good with the babies. But let me know. One's in the chat if you like, or Sharks in the chat if you like Baby Hulk. All right. Whew. Oh, okay. I mean, imagine, just picture it. The lights dim, smoke, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Baby Hulk song plays.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm having fun, Baby Hulk. I hope you're having a good time.
You know, I always love hanging with you guys. It's always a great night.
This is going to be the last time Baby Hulk appears on the show.
I'm going to talk to my agent, like, never be on there again.
We're trying to find ways to lose all our guests. Anyway, Baby Hulk, listen, it was a pleasure having you on the show once again. So much stuff going on in the world. And when do you think is the soonest we'll see you back in a cage?
Man, the sooner the better, man. You know me, I like to stay active. I really wanted a fight for December, but, you know, guys be pulling out for reasons now. So, I don't know, man. Like, I'm up for, like, February, March, anything like that. So keep your ears pierced. You know, I'll have something soon.
There we go. And how could everyone find you on the interwebs?
Yo, you know your boy Baby Hulk. I'm on the gram, Baby Hulk _23. I'm on YouTube, Baby Hulk. I'm on TikTok, Baby Hulk MMA. And, you know, as soon as I get, you know, a couple things, you know, I'm going to start on Twitch. So, man, you can find me anywhere. Just Google your boy. You can find me out here.
There we go. Well, thank you again for coming on. And listen, anytime. The door is always open to Baby Hulk. We'll be looking forward to seeing your next appearance or your next fight. And looking forward to chat again.
Yes, sir. Wonderful, wonderful.
Ah, yes.
Wonderful.
And I can't wait to hear, watch you walk out to that song. I mean, that would be something. The internet would break.
I'm gonna keep it in mind. Definitely.
All right, Baby Hulk. David Wilson, thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you soon. There is the Baby Hulk opening up the MMA-Holes live stream. What do you guys think in the chat? I mean, I think that song was a hit. He loved it, Jeff.
I think it was a hit.
He was like, what in the
Totally
holy?
worth it.
What just happened? You're not going on ARIEL HELWANI and getting walkout songs,
Yeah.
I get so tired from jumping around to that song and sweaty.
You were very loud. You
Was it loud?
scared the baby. Yeah, you were like loud.
Well, I get into it,
Like eardrum bursting loud.
I mean, I'm just I'm very happy to be doing this. Anyway, it's snowing in the background of our MMA-Holes living room right now. Aldo will be fighting a font. He'll be fighting some letters.
Yes.
What kind of would it be? Impact font or Comic Sans?
Or Times New Roman.
Is he fighting the Times New Roman? It's gonna be an interesting fight. It's this weekend. Our buddy William Knight, right, will be fighting on the card, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna place a bet. I'm gonna do it. I said on his Instagram that I'm gonna be doing it. I'm a man of my word. Over here at the Tapology has a plus 140. Now I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with the William Knight bet. I'm gonna bet on my boy. This is the first time ever that I'm actually placing a bet on my own, like the guy that I know. I'm going to place it. I'm going to go over to mybookie.ag and use our promo code MMAHOLES to place bets at your own risk. I'm going to go to the UFC lines, and I'm going to do it. Now, I am not recommending you do this bet. The reason why I'm doing it is because I'm going for it. The nightmare. I'm going for it. I think he's going to get the job done. I think he's going to shock some people because a lot of people are picking Menafield. I'm going to go the other way. What do you think about this bet over here?
I have to go Nightmare just because I support the guy.
It's my boy, Blue. All right. And we'll be rooting very hard for William for multiple reasons. Now, usually, my rule of thumb would be bet against, the person you're rooting for, so you always win. Even if you lose, at least, someone you like wins. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to go William Knight. They have him at a plus 115 over here. Still the under. Let's go to the bets. We're going to try to bounce back. Now, the question, Jesse, do we go a full-blown hundo? I mean, that's pretty steep. On your boy. 50? You want to go 50?
Let's go 50.
All right. I'm not confident. All right, so 50, we win $57.50. Okay?
All right.
Not too bad. Not too shabby.
$7.50.
Okay, let's go for it. Oh, $7.50. Wait, hold on. What do you mean $7.50?
No, I was saying because you said $50.
Well, yeah, you win 50 and an extra $7.50
Right.
as well. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
you ready? We're going to do it? Here we go. Should we do it in the chat? What do we do? Are we making the wrong move? Bet on William Knight at mybookie.ag. Promo code MMAHOLES for a 100% match on your first deposit. Should we do it, Jess?
We should do it, Mom.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, bitch! Yes! 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 Yes!
We did it.
Yes!
We did it.
Yes! Yes! I love you, Chris!
I love you too. We're going to bring on Vladimir. He's going to call in from Bulgaria. The Bulgarian Cowboy. It'll be his first ever appearance on the MMA-Holes Live. We're going to bring him on in a second. But what's our other sponsors? Let's get to them really quick before we get into some more news. And I think we should do the news with Vlad. He's pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows
Head
stuff.
Rush is provider of the highest quality authentic apparel for lifestyle, MMA, and action sports enthusiasts. Head over to Head Rush with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Holes. That's promo code MMAHOLES for 20% off of your entire purchase. And Moss, I have news for you.
Yes?
I found out from Anthony today
Yeah?
that we will be receiving some more Head Rush merch here soon.
Oh, tell him a semi-medium. Did you tell him that?
I did not.
You need to tell Anthony, medium.
Okay.
Extra medium.
Okay.
Or just say, give me a fitted large. You know what I'm saying?
Fitted
Because
large
this
or
fits.
medium.
I like this, but it's a little loosey goosey. I like a fitted man's shirt.
Yeah.
If you're ordering Head Rush, their sizes are a little bit loosey goosey. So if you like a fitted shirt, get a size maybe lower. That's what I would highly recommend if you're one of the boys over there. They have great merchandise. Seriously, Head Rush has great gear over there. I love their stuff, and that's actually pretty exciting. Alrighty, and shout out to our connection at Head Rush. They're good people over there. Okay, so 20% off Christmas. Great Christmas gift.
I think so.
Okay. MysticRootsCBD.com.
Get top quality organic hemp flower, cosmetics, edibles, and more at MysticRootsCBD.com. Head over to MysticRootsCBD.com and use promo code MMA-Holes. That's promo code MMAHOLES for 20% off of your entire purchase.
And how can they watch the fights?
UFC on ESPN Plus. Link in the description below. It will also be pinned to your live chat over there. ESPN Plus for as little $6.99 a month. You can watch all of your favorite live sports, live UFC fight nights, and live UFC pay-per-views. Head over to ESPN Plus. Link in the description below. Helps us out. Helps you out. Helps everyone out.
That's right. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you to the chat for hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
If you can, hit the like button. That would be nice. Or retweet our tweets. Or
Bro.
share the... Yeah.
Bro, you know what I just realized you did?
What? I coughed into my hand. Yeah.
But you went like this?
Like that.
No, and you turned, so you still coughed right at my face?
I did this. Like that. I did the old in the hands.
You know you're not supposed to do it in your hand.
This is not... Yeah, listen, Jessica. We live under the same roof. We're going to spread it no matter what.
That's not
hate
the
to break it
case.
to you. No matter what is under this roof here, we're contaminating each other, and that's that. Now, can you put the fucking air conditioning on? It's hot.
The air is on.
Anyway, shit, I had a momentum going. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say this. If you like to drop a dono, hit the Streamlabs donations. Hit the Streamlabs, hit the Super Chat, support the show, and be wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Eventually, we're going to have to change the name of this fucking studio. Let me just say that, because it's been the Aunt and Uncle studio for a while, and we only have like 3 aunts and uncles left.
Yeah, it's a little nuts, Moss.
All the aunts.
What are we doing
I've
here?
never seen anything like this. All the aunts and uncles of Ellie have left, except for, I think, Aunt Ann is still in the chat, right? Aunt Ann has hung in. I've never seen so many aunts and uncles that just vanished on their godchildren and or not godchildren, their nieces, and it's just unbelievable. So please, someone change the studio immediately. All right, let's get Vlad on the horn, and we'll get into some more MMA news here. Let's go over to the news department, and we'll talk to Vlad. Now, Vlad's an interesting character. He's got his own YouTube channel. We got him featured on the MMA-Holes.com over here. Where is he? There he is. UFC Celebrities and Classics. And we haven't had a chance to have him on in a minute. It's been a little while since we had Vladimir on. Been asked to come on. So let's get him on the show, man. The guy's a good guy, and he's calling from Bulgaria, for God's sakes. Paul says, I'm a godfather. I was Uncle Wannabe, but changed it. See, Johnny Smith is one of them. He's one of the, he just left Ellie like that. Just left. Yes, the Bulgarian. How many people are familiar with the Bulgarian cowboy in the chat? Let me know in the chat, and we'll get him on the horn. Let's see. Let's get him. Actually, I gotta sign him up here. Hold on a second. All right, Jesse, help me out here. You want to get into a news story while
so Dana White's got COVID, I guess. According to Fox News, Dana White feels like $1 million after his COVID diagnosis. He consulted Joe Rogan for treatment. Dana White revealed Thursday he and his family all tested positive for COVID-19 after a family Thanksgiving trip. Trip to his home in Maine last week. White, who is vaccinated against COVID, made the revelation in an interview on the Jim Rome podcast, with legendary sportscaster Jim Rome. White said he was feeling fine and found out he had COVID after he couldn't smell the eucalyptus after a steam. He said he immediately called podcaster and UFC commentator Joe Rogan after he feared he had COVID. He said, I said to Rogan, listen, I have no smell, which probably means I have no taste. He said, as soon as you get up in the morning, get tested. So I got up at 9 o'clock Monday morning, get tested. I test positive. He said, get monoclonal antibodies.
It's so funny. Call Joe Rogan.
In you as soon as
Welcome
possible.
to 2021. Call Joe Rogan.
So I did. By noon, I had the monoclonal antibodies in me, and then he told me to do an NAD drip. I did that right after.
All right. Well, listen, we're gonna talk about this before I get Mr. Vlad on, and I gotta look for his name here. Where the hell? That's right. I thought it would be in my recents, but it's not. Where? Can you find his name in here? So this is what I gotta say about Dana White. One, I hope he's fine. I think he's gonna be fine. I mean, listen, most people can get through this thing. That's pretty much the deal. Even though I know 5 people that lost, but anyway, I think Dana will be good. He's got the right, people around him. He's got the money. He'll get the meds. He'll be fine. But the thing that's kind of cool about Dana is the fact that he's not pushing the whole vax, the whole deal, on people. He's letting people make their own choices. And I didn't know he was vaxxed until this point. It took for him to get COVID for me to know if the man is vaxxed. That's kind of badass. He's not pushing his agenda out there. What he believes, it doesn't matter. People should be able to put in whatever they want in their body. They shouldn't be pushed either way, whether they're discouraged on getting it or get it. There should be no forcing of the situation if you're not a fucking doctor. So I have even more respect.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're looking for, honestly. There's no name.
There's no name? I thought he gave it to us. Hold on a second. Yeah, he did give it to us. You couldn't find it? No. We talked on Skype already. I thought we did have him on here. What the hell's his Skype name? Maybe what I'll do is I'll go to a break. But anyway, I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of badass of Dana White. Now him going to Joe Rogan for advice. I mean, I look at it like this. We have friends, right? We have friends that we call up and they're not doctors or whatever, but hey, what worked for you? Did that work? Okay, maybe I'll give that a shot. Like one of those things. People are making such a big deal about him calling up Joe Rogan and saying, hey man, give me the treatment. Like people they blow things so far out of proportion. They go crazy over it. He called a friend. It worked out for his friend. He's like, oh, let me give that a shot. That's what happens. It's not that much of a big deal. But the media is just nauseating. It really is. And it's refreshing to see that this guy had the vaccine, yet he doesn't give a fuck whether you get it or not. He never pushes his agenda out there, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, what I'm going to love, too, is getting Vlad's Skype name. Let's see. I could have sworn. So he gave me a screenshot. Let me see. His name's not on here? Yeah, it's right there. That's not it? Did you put that in?
No.
That's it. That's got to be it. Okay, let's get him on the horn. Yeah, well, then it's someone else. All right. Anyway, let me know in the chat what you think. Rogan for advice. He's like calling me Jesus. Yeah, I mean, he called up his buddy, but it's not like Rogan is God. You know, like people are making it like Rogan is like the God's gift to whatever. Anyway, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me do a quick introduction over here. There's a channel, UFC Celebrities and Classics. There's a man named Vladimir, and he is talking to us right now live from the other side of the fucking world over here. Welcome to the show, Vlad.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Okay. All right, Vlad. How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing great. I slept 6 hours, so it's okay. Pretty much okay.
Now, what time is it by you?
4 a.m. here.
Wow. Well, thanks for coming on. 4 a.m. That's absolutely wonderful. If we didn't have a kid over here, we would probably do something, more friendly to you. So I thank you for coming on at this hour. 4 a.m. How are you feeling, by the way? I know you're a little under the weather.
Well, because of meds, I'm looking like a bit odd because of those meds. They're like, but it's okay. It's okay. I slept 6 hours. I'm pretty much feeling okay.
Are you on horse dewormers?
Well, you can call it that way, man. Last 2 weeks, it's been pretty much hard, I ain't got used to going with meds, and you know how it goes for a man who has never taken it in his whole life.
Well, since we have you here talking about medication, we kind of just rolled into your appearance about this Dana White story. You heard about him with coronavirus. What do you think about that?
Well, it can happen to anybody, if you're not cautious. I mean, it happened to you. I was tested 3 times negative, just to know. 3 times I tested negative, though. I took a vaccine, though, but 3 times tested negative, and right now I do have those green certificate, however you call it. So, I don't know. Didn't happen to me, which doesn't mean it is not going to happen. Literally, it can happen to anybody. I mean, it's just a virus, right?
Exactly. I think eventually everyone's going to, it's like the flu. Everyone's going to be getting this thing. There's all different variants. They'll be able to figure this thing out and we could move on. But it's still a big story. It's still serious. So hopefully, anyone that does get it, takes the precautions and just moves on. Let's talk about you, okay? We finally get to link up with you. I mean, it feels good. You're on the MMA-Holes, Vlad. Let's go, baby. How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, man, Very, very amazing. And I'm going to tell you one thing, also to say big thanks to you and Jess, because like in the history of Bulgarian MMA podcasting, this is absolutely the greatest success, I got 20 messages tonight. I had to switch off the phone. Literally, I had to switch it off because so many messages. I was like, okay, just leave me alone. I activated the alarm, had to rest, and just big thanks to both of you.
Well, that's really nice to hear. I got to say, you sent a message about you getting some sort of certificate, and I was actually I was kind of blown away. Now, are you lying to me, or is this real?
It is real. It is real. I went to the embassy, and it is real.
Wow.
It is real. They just gave me something. They just gave me something that proves that ministry allows me to travel. So they are not going to give it to everybody.
Wow. So how does this, if you're just jumping in, by the way, this is Vladimir. He's got UFC Celebrities and Classics. That is his YouTube channel. And above his head over there, we have Vladimir._Zek. Underscore, right? Is that what it is? Vladimir_Zek_ Vladislavovich. How do we say that?
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, it's spelled right there in case, I didn't pronounce it right. But so you got this. So in order to travel, you need to have some sort of paper that allows you to do so. And you're saying everyone in your country does not get authorized for this?
Well, everybody does not authorize. If you have green certificate, you can travel. This is okay. But when you come to the border, if you don't have this kind of a paper, they are going to ask you stupid questions. And when you show this, you can travel if you have green certificate or PCR test. But if you have this, I just show this, and they say, okay, minister is calling you and nobody's touching you. Otherwise, I could be only able to stay 24 hours in Bulgaria, the current situation. But right now, I can stay as much as I want because ministry calls me. So it means a lot because in December, I plan to travel. So nobody's going to ask me stupid questions. And yes, it means a lot.
Wow, it's amazing. And what was your plan of attack on going into this? You said you were like a media member. You have a YouTube channel. Like, what did you say to them?
No, I didn't say anything. They know who I am.
Wow.
I didn't say anything. I just, the guy on the door, the guy on the door who works in the embassy, he recognized me. I was like, how the heck do you know me? And he showed me, he was just, hey, man.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's wild, huh? That's got to be a great feeling.
It was awesome feeling. And he said, okay, I'm going to talk, you can talk to who you want. We were having some kind of the elections, if you don't live in your homeland, then you go to the embassy for the elections. And I went. I didn't expect he was going to recognize me. And then I was talking to people who work there. I was like, awesome, man.
That's amazing.
Like, really awesome. So this paper means a lot. It's not like God knows what, but at least nobody's going to ask me stupid questions when I cross the border. So, it means a lot because every single time I have to explain to them, and it takes like 10, 15 minutes of my life. Previously, it wasn't that way, but with this COVID, they have some kind of a rule, unless you have some job in Bulgaria, but really big job, you can stay for 24 hours or you must have a very good reason for traveling. And now I have a very good reason for traveling.
Now give us a little backstory of why you started a YouTube channel, your martial arts background. How did this whole thing start?
YouTube channel first or martial arts background?
Well, yeah, I would imagine the martial arts started before the channel, correct? So how did that go?
Well, I was pretty much, I was bullied, man. Not gonna lie to you. In the elementary school, I was pretty much bullied. And my parents were pretty much against it. They were against it. I started doing Taekwondo at the age of 16. And then I was the vice champ of Serbia, I think 2 times. Yeah, 2 times I was vice champ of Serbia. I was competing in international competitions. Then I got sick. I had mononucleosis and I had to quit. I had to quit that. I returned then to kickboxing, had 2 amateur bouts. Also, I trained BJJ, but after that mononucleosis, nothing was the same, those health issues. And there were so many problems. There were so many problems with those things, But then I said, okay, if I cannot compete, there is probably something I can do. But I kicked off like priorly to COVID, maybe 2 months before COVID, I started working seriously. I used to write for MiddleEasy.com, but the problem is when you have editor who knows everything, but she knows nothing, and that's a problem because she pretended that she knew everything better than me, and she didn't know better than me. Plus, she didn't watch fights, and she was explaining what happened in the fight. It was kind of unfair a bit. I was thinking about quitting that job, but of course, I was always working other jobs.
So
and
I want to pause. Let me pause you for a second because I kind of want to backtrack a little bit. So you were doing martial arts and you became sick, so you weren't able to compete anymore, correct? That's what you said?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, correct.
So now you must have been pretty bummed. I mean, so for instance, I'm just trying to relate this to friends and family members that I know. I've had injuries in my past and things that have happened that kind of switched my path. How bummed out, right? Here you are, you're training in martial arts, you love that whole world, and it's got to come crumbling down. Did you have depression, the whole deal? How did you bounce back from something like this?
Well, it was very hard to bounce from something like this. Yeah, I was suffering depression. That's actually, the doctor said that's one of the reasons why I'm currently diagnosed with progressive anxiety disorder. Mm-hmm. So the doctor said that is one of the reasons. So it's a very big stress.
So you have this stress now, and you're saying to yourself, okay, I can't do martial arts. Let me get into some sort of media. You said you were working with this young lady and you had a little butting of the head, but how did you get into that whole field?
Well, I created a profile on Upwork.com. I did it like, I think 4 or 5 years ago. I was fishing for some kind of a job. I did have a job, but I wanted to do it as an additional job because in my state, it was a pretty hard situation back there and I was living alone. I needed something. I really needed something. I really needed something to relax my mind. But it didn't turn into a relaxing mind. It turned into a boring person who knows nothing and knows everything, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and so now I'm assuming while you were in the mixed martial arts world, you were a big fan of the sport as well, like with UFC and all these other organizations that have popped up throughout the way. Who was an inspiration to you to get into mixed martial arts? Was there one specific fighter?
Yes. But there was 2 specific fighters. I have a big dilemma between Anderson Silva and GSP because Anderson Silva is actually copycat of my fighting style and GSP is copycat of my thinking. So,
well, there you go. Oh, listen, I like the Anderson Silva thing. That's one of the things that just really drew me into that style. Like, it was funny. Like, I like trash talk. I like all that silly stuff as well. Chael Sonnen was someone that really, made me gave me that whole cringy, like funny aspect. Like, this is actually fun to watch. But Anderson Silva, as just a pure fighter, was someone that I was like, wow, like he was amazing. He was something else. So him as like one of your influences is pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Many people, my fans. When I ask my fans, how would you describe fighting style? Many say Barboza, many say Ivanov, or some even say Spider Silva. Many fans told me that. So these are 3 answers I got. So yes, technically yes.
How many people have you knocked out? Can you name on one hand, 2 hands, feet? How many people have you put to the ground? Wow, 12 people. And what does it feel like? Because I've never had that happen to me. What does it feel like putting a man down to the ground and standing over him like, ha-ha?
Well, it wasn't ha-ha. I was like, okay, I knock out.
It's like another day at the office, right?
Yeah, another day to my office. I'm not a guy who celebrates much when I win. I don't know why, but that's just not who I am, and I don't know. In our culture, it's kind of different.
I would have to think Bulgaria, Serbia, the whole deal, it's got to be pretty tough. There's a lot of tough individuals over there, whether it's growing up in hard times or whatever, bullying. I would imagine that there is a lot of tough people. How do you rise to the top in something like that? Is martial arts a big influence over there?
Well, now it is, but back when I was training, it wasn't super popular. It was popular, but it wasn't super popular. Now it's very, very popular. Serbia is very much stacked with martial arts. In Bulgaria, we have Sambo, and that's basically it. But in Serbia, MMA is really, really much developed. In Bulgaria, MMA has just started developing. It's not the same. Serbia is ahead in both MMA. In Taekwondo, it depends. In Taekwondo, Serbia is still better, but Bulgaria is developing a lot. In wrestling, Bulgaria is better, so it depends.
What are your thoughts on Sambo? Because, I mean, when I first saw that, my mind was blown. That's like that seems like the key to champions, Sambo. Have you trained in that?
No, I didn't. I only trained BJJ, but I do have friends who train Sambo. For example, ankle lock is different, arm bar is different. Whatever you do, it's kind of different. For example, if you go triangle arm bar, you know how you catch it in BJJ. Here. In Sambo, no, you got to do this. You got to go like this when you go for the triangle arm bar. It's totally different. Believe me, totally different.
If you were to raise a child and you want to you could only get them into one martial art, like only one, what would it be? Jiu-jitsu, or like what would it be that you would say that my child would be safe?
If my child wants to strike, I would send him to Muay Thai. If my child wants to grapple, I would send him to Sambo.
Okay, so but what would you say? You only could pick one. Like
Sambo.
Sambo?
Sambo.
Yeah, that does seem pretty.
It's our national sport.
Yeah, look at that. Look at you. You got the colors on. You got the shirt, the hat. You're all ready to go. So now you start this YouTube channel. Here you go. You're flying off onto the YouTube channel. How difficult was it for you to get in front of the camera and start doing your content?
Well, I'm pretty shy. I used to be pretty shy person, so it was not easy. Even today, I do have some issues today because I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you're not by nature a person who likes to be in front of the cameras, you're gonna deal a lot of problems. Believe me, it's not going to be easy for you. But it's okay. I got used to it. I'm already in the spirit of things for many years, but it's not easy. I mean, the best moment was when I get in cooperation with you. That was one of the best moments.
Oh, that's very flattering. I got to say, when you told us a couple of the stories, I looked at Jesse. I was like, this is wild. This makes it all worth it. The fact that we could reach people from all over the world and try to help out people, or just anything that we can do to just kind of spread the love is pretty cool. Because usually we're trying to tear everyone down. We're trying to troll people, but we want a community of people that are actually good too. It's not just about the nudniks out there, the MMA gurus and shit. You know what I'm talking about? I know you're friendly with them, so I'm just busting chops. But it is good to have allies in the game, right? We burn every bridge. So it's when we ran into you, I was like, this guy's just a pure good guy. You're a genuine dude. You have some fun on your channel. You do a lot of interviews as well. You have plenty of athletes on. You've had guys, coaches, UFC fighters from all over the place on. When was the most nervous? When were you the most nervous? I'm speaking a little scrambled, right? You're making me nervous, man. When were you the most nervous in an interview?
Gilbert Burns' interview was one of my first interviews, and I was literally doing this when I was doing this interview. I was literally shaking, and thanks God Gilbert didn't see that, but this was one of my first interviews. I was a bit lucky to get him on show. So back at that time, Gilbert was raising his career, so it was possible to reach him, and he was advancing back then. And yeah, I was the most nervous when I was having that kind of the interview. And believe it or not, I was having the most nervous interview when I was interviewing the best Serbian MMA prospect. His name is Marko Bojkovic, and he will be UFC member in like 5, 6, 4 years. But you know why I was nervous? Because he was the first really good Serbian fighter, and people don't like me in Serbia. But I've got to give a massive shout out to ARIEL MMA. That's Marko's club, and his coach Itzko, because they accepted me. They cooperate with everybody. They are not narrow-minded dumbasses, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's weird doing interviews, especially when you don't have a background in it, right? Like you just I have a similar story where I was delivering boxes. I was a delivery guy, I had no background in podcasting or anything like that, and here we are interviewing people, and it's kind of wild, man. There's a craft to it. There's an art to it. How do you stay calm and poised throughout? How do you put your questions together? Do you write them down? Do they come off the top of your head? Walk us through it.
Well, it depends. Sometimes I really do have to write them down. But when it comes to technical aspect of the game, I think I'm pretty much skillful enough. The only thing where I have a problem is, for example, when I must ask fighter a question he doesn't like. I'm trying not to do that. I always ask before the interview, are you okay with asking this, asking that? And if he says okay, then let's go. If he says he's not okay, then,
Do you ask the questions beforehand? Do you give them I know some people actually give a list of questions that they're going to run through, or you just go off the cuff?
It depends. Really, it depends on the fighter. You got to analyze the personality, but sometimes I do, yeah. Some fighters ask it, some fighters don't ask it. Some fighters are ready to talk about everything. Others are not ready. You need to kind of get to know his personality or her personality, but sometimes you don't have time. Oh, when you mentioned female interview, Taylor Moldin was a very, very tense interview because I haven't had such an open conversation with a female MMA fighter. Also, Lupita Godinez was a challenging interview because Lupita is she likes to talk and she doesn't like to talk. So you got to be cautious when asking her questions. Right now it's okay, but back then Lupita was LFA fighter, and
Isn't it funny, though, how there's so many different personalities when you're interviewing these people? Some people talk a lot. Some people talk a little bit. Some people are just the perfect balance in between. It's very tricky, each guest, right? There's no guest that's the same.
Yeah, there is no guest, and in our culture, we have a rule that we stay away from interrupting people. So I tried to be the first person to imply that rule into the world of MMA. And I've seen, for example, JC Damas, he asked me later after the interview, "Oh man, this was awesome interview. You have never interrupted me." Okay, I'm like, okay. I mean, this is normal in our culture, but I don't know. Maybe I'm making a mistake, but that just my culture is different. I come from a different part of the world. Maybe that's not normal in the US. I don't know.
I tell you what, a lot of people rather hear the guest, right? Usually when you're watching a show, you hear enough of that person, the host. Usually you want to hear more of the guest. Sometimes the guests don't shut the fuck up, so then you got to interrupt them. But, you know, it is refreshing to see that you do let them tell their story, and then you move on to the next topic. That's actually pretty good. I know ARIEL Helwani's very good at that, and a few other guys and gals are good at that, but not many. Not many are good.
That's true, absolutely true. I'm actually very poor at interrupting, and you know, I like to listen to everybody's story because there are many people with very hard stories. I've heard many hard stories. I've heard people who were literally, you know, who were having a problematic background, who were making issues. For example, Mighty Mouse UFL, you know his story, 16 years in prison, and now he's one of the most influential guys in the whole United States of America. So
yeah, and that's not Demetrius Johnson. It's the other Mighty Mouse, correct?
No, that's not Demetrius Johnson. That's the owner of UFL. Just type Mighty Mouse UFL. You know, street fights.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I know some people in the chat are probably like, "What? Demetrius Johnson was in jail? Oh my god!" So I'm just trying to clear it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. It was not Demetrius Johnson. It's Mighty Mouse UFL.
You know what's the trickiest part? Getting back to interviews. And by the way, if you're just jumping in, this is Vlad. He has UFC Celebrities and Classics. That's his YouTube channel. Go check it out for yourself. Has interviews, does reactions. And I like the fact that he is on at times where there's really not much content going on. So I highly recommend you check out his channel. He does live streams, Q&As, you know, whatever. Just chats about the UFC or whatever else is going on. It's a lot of fun. The delay, the Skype or Zoom, when you're talking to someone, there's that slight delay where it's tricky, right? You don't want to talk over the person. Maybe they hear you a little bit too late and you can't sync up. How do you overcome that?
It's not a problem to me. I got used to it.
Oh, okay.
Really not a problem. I was doing some drills when I was in front of the mirror, you know, because I was very shy earlier. And I found some tutorials on the internet. I was training, talking in front of the mirror. I was watching at my physiognomy. I was watching at the mimic of my face, and everything was okay until my hands started shaking, until I got vertigo, dizzy, etc. Then, thanks God, I listened to one of my fans and visited doctor, and then I discovered what's the problem. So now I'm feeling way better, but yeah, it's very stressful when you're a shy person by nature. I'm not that shy anymore, but when I was younger, I was very shy, and I had to train a lot in front of the mirror. I know it sounds funny, but talking in front of the mirror can help shy people.
Did you do so with clothes on or off?
On.
Okay, I was just wondering because sometimes people do it naked. Like they say, picture the crowd is naked. Maybe you did it naked in front of the mirror just to, you know, get more comfortable. No.
But when you're already mentioning that in the last 2 weeks I lost 12 pounds, man, I've never looked better in my whole life because of those meds. Those meds don't let me eat. You know, whatever I eat, I'm sick. So
oh my God.
12 pounds less, man. I've never looked better.
How long do you got to be on this medication?
6 months at least.
Oh my God. And after 6 months, is there any surgery or is it just 6 months and it should hopefully wipe out whatever's going on?
Well, we hope it's gonna wipe out, but you know, that's interesting story. I wanted to tell this to people. 10 years ago, it would have never been sickness. They would say it's just the state of mind 10 years ago. Now, I have some problems with hormones. You know, testosterone, epitestosterone, adrenaline, noradrenaline. Those ratios are highly abnormal.
Do you
and
shoot?
Then,
I'm sorry. Don't mean to interrupt, but do you shoot thick loads?
you can call it that way.
Okay, yeah, because like usually we like to call them ropes over here when you're in earmuffs on the baby. If you have low testosterone, sometimes you have limited ejaculation, but you shoot a thick load, right?
Well, as much as I know, it should be fine. I mean, didn't have problems until of now, but you never know. With my diagnosis, anything's possible.
Wait, so
I don't know. In later stages of life, I could have problems with those. The problem is because my epitestosterone-testosterone ratio is very, very high, and that's a problem. And my, adrenaline, noradrenaline ratio is also very high, and hypophysis is making some other kind of issues, and then then it reflects everything. So I'm taking this stupid hormonal therapy, I'm taking some meds, and it's very annoying. I'm always sleepy, but I hope it's going to be okay.
I think it's going to be good. You seem like a healthy guy. You seem no matter what. But you're saying that this is actually something that was diagnosed in the past as a mental issue.
Well, in the past, they would say it's a mental issue and people would think you're crazy. But now, that doctor I visited, she's told to me, no, Vlad, this is a physiological condition. This is not mental condition. You're like perfectly normal. But when it's that kind of problem, I should have treated that way many years ago, but I'm the guy who will visit the doctor only if I have to. So this is a big mistake. So I would recommend to everybody, do not wait, guys. If you feel problems, visit the doctor. Don't be like me and act Mr. Wiseman, because you might get into big trouble.
So that's actually pretty good advice. Yeah, I know a lot of people have procrastinated. I procrastinate a lot, and as I get older, I don't do it as much anymore. So what is this disorder called? What's the diagnosis for this thing? What's the name of it?
I've never heard of it. There is normal anxiety, and I said I was at the first moment I was thinking I'm anxious. Okay, it's anxiety, which is normal. Like many people are anxious, and then doctor said no, Vlad, not anxiety. It's progressive anxiety disorder. I was like, what is that? And she said, listen, the doctor said you have two options. Either you're gonna cure it and do what I say, either we are going to see each other in the psychiatry in like 2-3 years. Which way is it going to go? I was like, what? And then she said, listen, you got this. So I was like, oh. Then when she said that, I didn't feel well, man. I was waiting for that MRI for a very long period of time. But it's like, you got stages of anxiety. And this is, I think, stage number 3 or 4, something like that. That's like the last stage before it transitions to, I think, PPD, PTSD, schizophrenia, something like that. I think, I'm not sure. I'm just saying what doctor told me.
That's it. So progressive anxiety would be the name of it, correct?
Progressive anxiety disorder. Never heard of it. I was trying to Google about it so many times. I can't find anything, but the doctor says we learn it. They have their, scientific, they have their scientific travels, and they have doctors, the best doctors out of Europe, Balkan Peninsula. It's something pretty much new in the world of psychiatry. Something pretty much new, but I have never heard of something like that.
That's wild.
Literally never.
Well, at least you're getting answers, right? I mean, back in the day, there were no answers, and now you kind of get some answers. When I was a kid, I never had I probably had anxiety and had no clue. And then as I got older, when I got into my 30s, all of a sudden I was getting panic attacks. And I was like, what is going? Like, I thought I was having heart attacks, and I found out it's anxiety and all that crazy stuff. Your mind it plays tricks on you,
Panic attacks. Many fans actually told me that they do have panic attacks. Luckily, I have never had a panic attack.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I've never had a panic attack, which is awesome. And I asked doctor, maybe I have panic attacks. She said, no, Vlad, you don't have panic attacks. So I'm like, okay.
Wow. That's pretty wild. Here's a question that everyone's been dying in the chat to know. Are you circumcised?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Me, they cut too much off, Yeah, they cut too much off. They were supposed to cut off a little bit. They cut like half of it off. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what are you saying, but maybe it's true.
It's like I got
know.
Vlad, it's like I got a vagina. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. Could you imagine? Could you imagine what Jesse's got to go through when my pants come off and she sees my vagina and I got a hairy bush?
Well,
yeah.
Well, it could be very much interesting. You know, everything is available in every other area of the world. Maybe your culture is a bit different. You know, I'm open-minded person, so everything looks okay to me.
Do you trim your bush?
Absolutely, man.
There you go. Know. And the armpit hair too. Look at you. So you're
everything,
ready.
Everything. I also wax my legs, but I didn't wax them now, so I'm not gonna show it because waxing is slated for next week. But yeah, I'm trimming. You see. Good for you, Vlad. Look at you, you're like a seal. You're like a sea lion. There's not a piece of hair on you. The ladies would be slipping all over you. Well, actually, in Serbia, ladies don't like it. They think I'm not male enough. In Bulgaria, they do. Really? So in Serbia, it's pretty much. I'm kind of sick of Serbian girls. You know, they are very much annoying. They're like, oh no, this, oh no. In Bulgaria, it's literally, oh, this guy is modern. This guy lives in the 21st century. Interesting. Yeah, you know what's funny? Jessie likes hair. She doesn't like when I buzz my chest. She thinks I look like a boy. She thinks I look like a boy. That's what she just said from the corner. But Vlad, everything. Jess, you got to see this. He's got nothing. No. All right. So anyway, but yeah, Jessie, angry, right? She likes when I look like a furry monster. It's crazy. Sometimes I look like a Sasquatch when I come into bed. I'm all hairy and it's just nuts, man. It's crazy. What do you do about ass hair? Do you wax your asshole too and the whole deal? No, that's the only thing I don't wax. Okay. Let me tell you a secret. When I was young and I would hit the scene with the ladies, earmuffs, I would take Veet and put it up my ass crack. You know what Veet is? It's like yeah, that Veet stuff, and it stings. It goes in my ass, and I put it up my crack, and I got rid of all that stuff out the cornhole. I mean, what's it called? The bunghole? And I thought that was cool. I stopped doing that, Vlad. It's just not good. Well, it's kind of not good. I'm just very much obsessed with being clean, you know. So yeah. I'm trying to be clean as much as I can. Which is not normal for a man in my state, but I like to be clean. Yeah, there is Optimal World. He follows me a lot, you know. Mm-hmm. I've seen his name in the chat. So ask him whether he has seen a mess in my room. So has everybody ever seen a mess in my room? If you saw it, maybe you've seen it once or twice, because I'm pretty much neat person. There you go. In the chat, if you are in the Vladimir UFC and Classics, Celebrities and Classics YouTube channel, let me know in the chat if you've seen his room. I've seen it. Looks very clean and tidy. So that's actually good. That's it. Ladies like that. What's going on? Are you dating someone, or do you have a significant other? Well, I didn't have serious relationship for a very long period of time. I do have a lot of fans. Mm-hmm. I do have one-night stands, but I'm not like much into it, because every single time I try to date somebody in Serbia, no matter what I do, they're like, oh, you're not serious enough, you don't have a stage job, etc, etc. And when they discover that I'm like, they think I'm famous. I don't think I'm famous though. I think I'm pretty much a normal person. But when they discover I'm famous, then they start begging, you know. And they're like, oh, we made a mistake, etc, etc. I'm going to tell you one thing. Even my mom and dad are supportive. But majority of other members of my family disowned me because of this job, because they believe I betrayed Serbia as a state. And I'm like, who gives a fuck, man? Because from my mom's side, everybody are Bulgarians. They do support me. But from my dad's side, many people disowned me because of this job, because they believe I'm betraying Serbia. And no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this for a reason. And people don't get it. And that's one of the reasons. We call it Balkan Peninsula mentality. And I'm doing something that is not normal here. And females don't like it. But Bulgaria is the European Union, you know. And they changed a lot. Like 10 years ago, they accepted the laws. And unfortunately, their girls are pretty much ahead of Serbian girls when it comes to thinking. You know, they live like 30 years ahead. if you know what I mean.
So you're saying that there are certain women that you would meet, and you would say, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel, and this is what I do," and they would frown upon it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also doing freelance writing. I'm a soccer referee. And they're like, no, you don't have a state job. I'm like, okay, then you don't need me. You're wasting my time. They're like, no, you need to change this. I'm like, okay, if you need to be a mommy to somebody, I don't need a mommy.
There you go. Yeah, stand your ground. I mean, listen, if they can't support what your passions, then they must hit the road, you know? Have you ever banged a fan?
No, I was having many offers, but it's like, if she's not a fan, then it's okay. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Many people ask that question because ELLIE is my fan number 1 from Bulgaria. You've probably seen her photo, etc. I would never do something like that with ELLIE, for example, because I do respect fans. I do respect fans a lot, and no, if they were not fans, then I had banging, but banging a fan like a real fan, no.
And now you have 11,000 subscribers, correct? How many subscribers you have right now?
11,191, I think.
Very nice. I like it. I like how you're growing nice and fast over here. You're the Bulgarian Serbian sensation, the cowboy. This is exciting, man. I'm happy that you're having some fun. You're building your YouTube channel, and we support everything you're doing. Let's ask the chat right now. We got a live chat going. Any questions for Vladimir? And he got up graciously at the. I mean, gee, is the sun even up yet?
No sun yet.
Wow, man! Look at you! Look at you coming on the show and just a trooper over here. I appreciate your company, and you can go check out his channel, UFC Celebrities and Classics. I'm gonna look in the chat real quick and see what we got over here. Anyone have any questions for the Bulgarian Cowboy here live? I mean, we're really getting into the nitty gritty. This man has interviewed some of the greatest people out there. He does fight reactions, and here's a question: Vlad, are you going to disable subs only chat?
Sorry. First of all, I want to say sorry to everybody because of that. I can't disable this. First of all, sorry to everybody because of that, but Serbian trolls are very, very, very annoying. They spam my Instagram, spam my Facebook, spam my YouTube. So I've got nothing personal against guys on this chat, but they are super, super, super annoying because in Serbia, they don't have other job to do. They don't have, they're irritated because I'm progressing, and they can't understand that I am progressing not because of them, but because of the MMA-Holes, because of people who support me, and they are constantly trolling, spamming. So that's one of the reasons. But I can put subscribers only anytime. From now on, it's gonna be subscribers only anytime.
Okay, anytime. Yeah, actually, that's a good recommendation. Anytime would be preferable. Ask him to say Cousin Larry. Have you ever watched the TV show Perfect Strangers?
No, I didn't. But no, unfortunately, no.
It's an old 80s show. Pulse in the chat wants to know if you could say, or can you say don't be ridiculous?
Don't be ridiculous.
So it was a character in that show that would say stuff like that. Maybe that will help out the Pulse in the chat. Here we got some more things. So Serbian women are like wolves? Are they like wolves, Serbian women?
Well, to me, they are like wolves. There are like 10% that can support me. 90% don't support me. In Bulgaria, it's kind of different. 80-90% support me. Only 10% don't support me. So, but I live in Serbia, and that's kind of a problem, but I got used to it because I have lovely fans all around the globe.
It's funny, a gentleman named Kainoto in the chat, who's a resident MMA hole, wants to know, well, basically, have you ever watched Sesame Street?
No.
All right, so Sesame Street was a hit show when I was a kid. I think kids watch it still now, but it's not as popular. It was a big yellow bird, and there was a guy called the Count, and every time he would count, he would go 1, 2, 3, That's what he would say. I think they're thinking that you sound like this guy. Would you be able to count like that for us?
Well, okay, I must watch it. You will send me on Instagram the name of it. I must watch it.
All right. To be continued on that. Yeah, it's pretty funny, man. Okay. What do you think about Khabib? Someone in the chat wants to know, what do you think about Khabib?
Well, I think Khabib is one of the greatest fighters in the history of this sport, and he proves how strong Sambo is. So, yeah, he is a grappler, but he improved the boxing a lot, and he really showed us how powerful Sambo can be, just like him and Fedor. I think he is a real ambassador of Sambo. Though Russia and Bulgaria are not pretty much friendly states, but I am ignoring everything about that. I just like the sport.
Let's put Conor McGregor aside, okay? Who is the biggest star on the UFC roster right now? Who would you say is the biggest star?
Right now? Let me think. Just a second. For me, it's Johnny Boy, John Jones.
John Jones. Ooh, and he's in some hot water. He's actually training in Arizona now, which is kind of cool. Not with Jackson Wink. You had Wink on your show, right? Didn't you have him on your channel?
I had Mike Winkeljohn, yes.
And what'd you think about him? Because it seems like they're both kind of going back and forth right now. Some tension.
Well, Mike Winkeljohn is one of the most dedicated persons I have ever seen. And I think, for example, the best Serbian coach, Itsko, who supports me, I think they're pretty much alike. They have very similar personality. For example, Mike Winkeljohn doesn't have to get up at 7 a.m. and he gets up at 7 a.m., holds the pads. He's super dedicated to his fighters. He's always here for them. You know, this is his life, man. I was blown away with his level of dedication. And I don't know how is he so much dedicated. Both him and Greg Jackson, they gave everything to this sport. And it's you know, I understand why Mike is frustrated. I would understand that because he invested his whole life into this. And John Jones is a great fighter, but his greatest enemy is not the fight. His greatest enemy is everything around the fight, I guess.
100%. I concur. I agree. It's a damn shame, man. We were talking about Kevin Lee earlier with our previous guest, Baby Hulk. And, you know, John Jones, it's like you see these athletes, they got all the tools, the skills to be. I mean, John Jones is the greatest, in my opinion. Like, that guy is the GOAT. Even with the picograms, the steroid, whatever you want to say, the guy he was something else. And, you know, to see him just keep on repetitively making the same mistakes over and over again, it's just so frustrating. It makes you want to pull your hair out and like, what are you doing? You got everything. Do you think he's guilty with the whole punching his fiance, or you think that story got a little twisted?
Well, I don't know what happened, actually. I was reading about it, and you know that every story has two sides. So it could have been a bit twisted, but John Jones is known for incidents, so I wouldn't be surprised if everything is true.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at that. Look at you. You say all the right answers. You should run for president. You should come to the United States, get your green card. Would you ever move to the United States?
At this phase of life, no, because I need medical treatments and I won't be able to get them. They would be way more expensive in the US. But if I ever deal with this sickness, I'm down for it.
There you go.
I must resolve my health issues at the first place. If I resolve them, absolutely, I would think about moving.
Smart man. Yeah, medical insurance, it's literally draining us. Like, it's crazy, man, over here. It's listen, I love the US. By the way, Kainoto just subscribed to your channel. He's subscribed to you right now. And everyone go subscribe to UFC Celebrities and Classics. Good guy, Vladimir here. Yeah, but take care of yourself, and who knows? The future's bright, right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. I see myself as a man who raised Bulgaria in the state, in the MMA stage, because I'm going to tell you one thing. I will be honest with you. You know that Kalian Kolev got his ass whooped at Dana White Contender Series. I was in the hospital, unfortunately, back then. Anastasia Toncheva will not stay for a long time in Bellator because she doesn't have the greatest quality. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that, but she is not a UFC caliber. Blagoy Ivanov is good, but I don't think he will be in UFC forever. But I am giving you a promise. This guy stays.
So you're saying you're going to be in the States?
This guy is going to stay in the UFC.
Oh.
And I will try to move to the States in the next 5 years. If not, I will stay here and I will support my state of Bulgaria. This flag will always be in the UFC.
There you go. Look at you. You got big expectations. We're rooting you on, and it's a pleasure to see your channel grow and have fun over there. UFC Celebrities and Classics. Hopefully we could have you back on again. It was fun chatting with you. And you know what? I'm going to put the screen on you. I know, listen, you got to get some sleep for God's sakes. I'm going to put it on you and just give you the stage. Say whatever you'd like to the MMA-Holes. How's that sound?
First of all, I want to say massive thanks to Moss and Jess for everything you did. Like literally when you started helping me, my channel started growing very, very rapidly, and I'm super, super thankful to you about that. I don't know what I would do without you, because in my state, if you don't have support outside of the state, you're pretty much fucked up. I don't get along with people here well. They're pretty much different. I'm more thinking like the American, like the Canadian, like Brit, because like 90% of fans told me that. And I've also seen one question in the chat. I don't know who asked. Please don't get mad at me. How much are Serbian fans different compared to the American fans? Very different. American fans are very much, very much objective. You know, with American fan, you can discuss something. They usually have good reasons when they defend something, when they defend some theory, and they are very much knowledgeable. Like 95% of the American fans are very, very knowledgeable. Maybe that is my impression. Maybe I'm making a mistake. But in Serbia, everybody are like, oh, Rakic is the best, Rakic is the best, you know nothing, you support wrong state. They have no knowledge. They think they know everything and they know nothing. Majority of them. You have maybe 10% that really know something, that are really supportive, and that are really going to tolerate somebody with a different opinion. In America, people mostly tolerate if you have different opinion. In Serbia, if you don't like Rakic, they are not going to tolerate you. I'm not saying Rakic is a bad fighter. He's a good fighter, and I'm actually a fan of his, but you can't prove it to Serbian fans, because they're pretty much narrow-minded. The majority of them only sees that, and for them, I'm a guy who betrayed the state. But no, I'm a guy who pushes MMA here, and I'm not going to surrender. Thanks to Moss, thanks to Jess, and thanks to everybody who's supporting me in the MMA-Holes chat, because it's never easy, you know, it's never easy to deal such amount of hate, it's never easy to deal such amount of guys, but when you have love from people all around the world, it's so easy, especially with Moss and Jess. You know, I am so happy since I met you, you know, for more than a year we cooperate, and been the best period of my life, absolutely.
There we go. Vlad, well, look at you. You said it all live on the MMA-Holes. It was a pleasure talking to you. I may have fell asleep halfway through it, but that's fine. I still love you. You're the best. The Bulgarian Fukin Cowboy. Go subscribe to UFC Celebrities and Classics, and I'm looking forward to seeing what is in store in the future. We'll be supporting you along the way. How's that sound?
Absolutely, it sounds outstanding. And also, I forgot to say something. If you're looking, for example, for sponsors in Serbia, it's very hard because Serbia is not on supported list of many sponsors. So it's very, very hard. I'm super lucky that I have a sponsor from Bulgaria. Super lucky. But for example, people ask me that question too, so I have to elaborate so people don't think I'm troll. For example, in the USA, you can have Headrush, you can have MyBookie and all them, but unfortunately, majority of sponsors don't support Serbia. So just to know, it's way, way harder to find a sponsor when you're in the third world state. And I'm so grateful to every single fan who sent me super chat, who was a member of mine, because it helped me a lot with therapies. You know, these therapies cost a lot, so I want to say thanks to everybody, and of course, I see Optimal World is in this chat. I want to give him a massive shout out, and also I hope he enjoys. I hope he enjoys my T-shirt just like everybody who got it.
And tell the people where they can get your merchandise.
They can contact me on Instagram or Gmail. That's unfortunately that's one and only reason. Because in Serbia there are no other ways. You know, whatever I do, Teespring is not going to work. Everything you do is not going to work. So they can contact me, like they can contact me Instagram or email. They can contact me. I also sent it to many people, and I have, unfortunately for now, I think I only have L, XL, and maybe 1M T-shirt. But I sold everything that came from Bulgaria. I can order another tour. And also I'm going to tailors. If somebody orders something, I can make it at a tailor. I can make a Bulgarian flag. And one more thing, you are always going to get inked product. So inked. Moss can show you that.
That's right. I actually have a shirt that I was wearing the other day, the Bulgarian Cowboy. It's got the ink on it, the whole deal, and thank you again for sending that. Check it out. His Instagram is Vladimir_Zek_Vladislavich. Vladizev? I tried. I tried again.
Vladislavic.
There we go. Go check him out over there on the IG, on YouTube. And Vlad, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you so much, Moss, for this opportunity.
All right. There he is, Vladimir, coming in from Serbia. Live on the MMA-Holes, and that was wonderful, wonderful. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Listen, so, okay. We have Baby Hulk on. We have Vlad on. We're going to discuss a little bit more news as we send it away. But I was thinking, let's have some creators on, too. I mean, Vlad has his UFC Celebrities and Classics channel. What do you guys think? One's in the chat. We'll learn about new content creators. I'm cool with that. Listen. We're so famous over here. It doesn't matter. Let's start collaborating. Let's have more people. One's in the chat if you want more content creators on as well that just dabble in the UFC MMA space. Let me know in the chat if you'd like that. We'll bring some more fighters on. Wednesday, I'm thinking about, maybe we'll make Wednesday nights, even though it's Thursday. We'll make Wednesday nights or nights where we'll just bring some guests on, have a little fun, just talk, shoot the shit. I think it's kind of cool. It's an interesting dynamic, and I like talking to new people, learning about them. I like Vlad a lot. He's one of those guys that he's kind of just what you see is what you get. It's like, and the fact that he's in Serbia, like, it's kind of cool. And then we were able to help him out. And we didn't even know we were helping him out. Like, we're just trying to give him shout outs. But the fact that, he was able to, do some cool things over there. I don't know. It's pretty cool, man. It's nice. Vlad showed me this channel. Hell yeah, man. Thank you, Bailey Wright. Appreciate that. He's a good guy. Good guy. And I feel like if we, continue this circle of, MMA channels that we can coexist, we could bounce back and forth. We'll just give you guys more content, The MMA-Holes.com is where we'll be showcasing them. So when we're not live or, sometimes you'll get 2-for-1 deals, 3-for-1 deals, go to the MMA-Holes.com. It's completely free. And you check out the home page over there, and you'll find out when everyone's live. Right now, Jens Pulver and we're live. Well, how do we not have more people watching than Jens Pulver? He's watching Fukin. He's watching sumo. Oh, my God. Or Basho, sumo, Kyoshu. I haven't watched sumo in a while. We should start doing sumo on this channel again. But anytime these channels offline are live, it pops up in the live container, and you can get all the content you need. So shout out to Vlad. Anyway, let's go through the news. Let's see what we've got here. Thank you to the people who hang into the very end of the show, to the people that hit the fucking like button. Appreciate that. Oh, I see.
Thank you.
Pale Monkey has been a member for 19 months. Let's go. 19 months. Wow. 19 months. Very close to a black belt. Very close. That's awesome. Thank you, Pale Monkey, for being wonderful, wonderful. And thank you to everyone, the members in the chat. Seriously, you have no idea. No idea. I know times are rough. I know the Christmas season's going on right now. You got to buy gifts, there's bills. The fact that you drop any sort of donations or memberships, I really appreciate the patrons. Seriously, I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much, because anytime we go through these rough times, whether we have sponsors now, but they come and go. They're month by month basis. The fact that you guys each and every time, just help us out. Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to stop sucking your dicks and eating your pussies. We talked about Dana White and the Rona. We talked about Vlad and his bush. We played Baby Hulk, his new walkout song for him. If you missed it, go run that back. Let's see what else we got. Sorry, Islam, but Dana White is giving Justin Gaethje next crack. We knew that. Oh, by the way, did she pull the story? Jeff Neal got the hold on, there it is. Jeff, did you see this? This kind of blindsided me. He's got a fucking fight coming up. What the hell? Jeff Neal? What? By the way, to those, it looks a little like Jay Smooth. Just gonna say, I don't know. He looks right. Does anyone know Rush Hour MMA? Anyway, no one knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, he does look like him a little bit. Jeff Neal got a freaking DUI. Happy Thanksgiving. What the hell, man? That's a bummer, man. Wasn't he fighting Ponzinibbio? So that's quite the bummer. Oh my God, what are we doing? Stop drinking and driving, you idiots. Like it's just fucking dopey. You're just a dope. I'm gonna call you Dopey Neal. Ugh. And gun. Wait, what else is this on here? Holy shit, I lost him. But he had a gun on him too. Hey, let's pop some bottles and.
Thank you.
D-Man, what do you re-up? You re-upped on your badges? What up, D-Man? Let's go, baby. Let's go, D-Man. Re-upping, and it feels so good. He's a blue belt. Give me blue balls. Yeah, so Jeff Neal. Let me see what else happened over here. Jeff Neal. By the way, hold on, I'll talk about the other thing in a second. I'm all over the place. So it says DUI, gun charge after Thanksgiving Day arrest. Let's see. UFC welterweight Thanksgiving. Suspicious Neal, 31, now faces a pair of misdemeanor charges for driving while intoxicated and unlawful carry of a weapon. So, all right, he had a weapon on him, but it's not like he was John Jonesing and just fucking popping caps in the air. What was the plan? Was he going to go whack somebody? Like, what was he doing? Oh, God, what's going on here? What are you doing, Jeff Neal? What are you doing? Anyway, what do you guys think in the chat about that? I'm going to go back up to the top here. All right, so Gaethje, UFC Vegas 44 card, Brad Riddle versus Rafael Fiziev, full fight preview. I don't know, but actually that's a good fight, though. Riddle, this card, by the way. Here's Baby Hulk. Shout out to Baby Hulk. If you missed the interview, run it back. This card is a bomb diggity. We just put money on William Knight. Rob Font versus Jose Aldo at the top of the card, and you have Fiziev versus Riddle. Boy, oh boy, is that a good one. Jimmy Crute versus Jamal Hill. Clay Guida versus Leonardo Santos. This card's banging, man. Chris Curtis, the action man. Our buddy, the action man. Fighting Brendan Allen. It's like, fuck, didn't I? Chris Curtis, well, you're just taking everything. You don't care. I should put money on the action man, too, for the hell of it. It's a pretty big underdog. That'd be fun if we hit on that. Another underdog win. But yeah, there's some really good fights on this card. Loving it. I mean, the fourth fight in, we got our buddy William Knight in. Louis Smolka, first fight. I mean, what happened to him? He's opening up the card. But yeah, some pretty interesting names on this thing. This is a for free 15 fucking fights, baby. So I'm loving it. Is that McDonald's slogan? John Jones rips miserable bastard Mike Winkeljohn for allegedly harassing coaches working. I tell you what, I never had the pleasure of speaking to Mike Winkeljohn. But it does seem like when fighters have an out, it's always with him. It's never with Greg. Like, it seems like Greg Jackson is just kind of like minds his own business, does his own thing. And Wink is just, he's the guy that's just constantly, I don't know what's going on. Now, granted, when you look at the story, I mean, we don't know all the facts. We're not in the gym. We have no idea what the hell's going on. Maybe we could drag Devin Clark on and he can help us out. But I think he would take, Wink's side. I mean, how do you not take Wink's side? John Jones is just getting in trouble left and right. So it's tough. It's a tough situation here. But, yeah, they're apparently going back and forth. Nico Montana. This is fucking crazy, man. Oh, God. Somehow she's in the news here. She was assaulted in a violent attack. What the fuck? Didn't she just get cut by the UFC and now they're violently attacking her? What's going on, Robot Jesse? How you doing?
Ex-UFC champ Nico Montano says she was assaulted in violent attack. Police investigating incident. Former UFC flyweight champion Nico Montano says she was the victim of a violent assault that took place in Austin, Texas, in the early morning hours on December 1st. Montano first revealed the information in a pair of posts on Instagram after she said she was transported to a local hospital to treat the injuries she suffered.
This girl can't catch a break, huh? Gets cut by the UFC. Like that whole thing was a mess, and now she's been attacked. Like what? Let's get this story. Come on.
A public information officer with Austin Police confirmed to MMA Fighting on Thursday that officers responded to a disturbance at a hotel at 2:29 a.m. on Wednesday morning, but no other information could be released because it remains an ongoing investigation. While Montano named her alleged assailant, that information has been removed because no parties have been charged in the incident as of yet. Tonight, alleged assailant stood on my neck and stomped my face, then kept kicking me and shoving my hair into his fist and the corner of the bed frame, Montano wrote.
Jesus Christ.
I got away for a second to run down the hallway, naked, screaming for my life as he tried to drag me back by my hair.
What the fuck?
Luckily, someone from the hotel heard my screams and came to my rescue. I'm stuck in Texas not knowing where he is and scared. I'm in the hospital and I'm so lucky to have the technique and strength that I have to have defended myself. Montano's manager Ricky Cottenstedt confirmed to MMA Fighting that he had spoken to Montano after she was hospitalized for significant injuries to her face and leg while arranging travel for her to return home from Texas.
Not for nothing, guys. That's fucking crazy. That is fuck, dude. That just gave me chills, man. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck is what is going on? What is going on? Like we're all making jokes here, and then that Jesus Christ.
Montano was later discharged before she returned home to New Mexico, and at this time, Cottenstedt said that Montano is resting and recovering with her family. Montano, 32, is a veteran of the Ultimate Fighter 26, which she won to become the first ever UFC Women's Flyweight Champion.
All right, we know her story. That's nuts, man. I want to know who is this guy? How did he get in the room? Like, what the fuck? It's weird, man. It's a weird story, but it's fucked up. Can't really jump to conclusions and say, oh, she's full of shit. Like, I mean, that's a pretty severe story right there. So I hope everything's okay. Justice is served. But I mean, if that story is true, I mean, death penalty. Fucking kill that guy. Like what are we doing? If there's proof that guy is guilty, like you got to get these animals out of here. You got to get animals off the street. Get rid of the animals. I'm all about fucking plucking these animals off this earth. Like it's crazy, man. What's wrong with human beings? If any of that is true, like what the fuck are you doing? It's crazy, man. Oh my God, we got a donation.
Wonderful.
Hey, leave Nico Montano alone. She was a great champion and P4P woman's great during her tier through the new 125 division. She's an excellent person and ambassador to the sport, and she's a hero to many people, and she's the best shit to ever happen. Heart.
There's D-Man Diaz, the #1 Nico Montano fan in the world. I mean, all true, right? All true. Thank you, D-Man. Thank you for that donation. Look at that. Became a member, donated. Look at you. Look at you, savage. All right. Well, I hope they're, Jesus Christ. That's a crazy story. I hope she's full of shit. That's what I hope, to be honest with you, because that makes you, that's just fucked up. Dana White says the UFC is working on something for Leon Edwards, but it's not welterweight champ Kamaru Usman. Well, it's got to be Khamzat. I think it's going to be Khamzat then. Or maybe Gilbert Burns, because Gilbert's not going to be fighting. Yeah, maybe it's not. Yeah, it's probably Gilbert. Wow, so it's not Kamaru Usman. Oof. What is next for Leon? Leon's not getting Usman? What is going? So I guess Usman is taking some time off. All right, let's go. Let's go. This is what I say. Interim belt. Interim belt, Khamzat Chimaev. How about Leon Edwards versus Colby Chaos? What do you guys think about that? Chaos versus Edwards. Khamzat Chimaev cannot get a fight for anything. Check out his Twitter. This is crazy, man. No one wants to fight this dude. It's kind of, and why is he not verified? How is this guy? He's just plowing chickens. Dude, this guy's got the best Twitter account ever. Say hello to your older brother. Tell him not to be afraid. Hold on a second. I lost you. Not to be afraid of me. I don't beat old people. He knows what I mean in Vegas. I just wanted to say hello. Poor man ran away. Nate Diaz. He's going after Nate. He's going after Nate again. Yeah, acting like you wanted to fight Nick, I bet. Okay. Yeah, so no one apparently no one wants to fight fucking Chimaev. And Dana White backed it up too. So what's for Leon Edwards though? I you know, Colby makes sense. Colby actually does make sense. That's what I would go with this. What do you guys think in the chat? So it's not going to be Kamaru. If Colby is going to be, you know, ready to rock, let's go, man. Leon versus Colby. Or does Street Jesus, is Masvidal's injury, will he be ready to roll? I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting over. I'm over Jorge, man. Like I'm good. Like I don't really yearn for Jorge Masvidal fights. I could care less. Colby is scared. Neil Magny will fight anybody, right? Colby Covington. If I was Nate, what's one more ass whooping? Nate retaliate. I don't know if Jesse has a story. Oh yeah, she does. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. What happened, Chad? We falling asleep. We got 129 in here. It's moving like a bunch of snails. Leon needs to get smashed by Kamaru. That already happened though. Again? Maybe again? Yeah, I'm surprised that's not going down. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? So that's the Leon story. Another picture of Dana. Why is there two pictures of Dana here? I don't know. But Nate Diaz says he turned down rookie Khamzat Chimaev. Don't even talk my name. You know, good on you, Nate. I mean, come on. What do we want to do? See Nate Diaz get this shit kicked out of him by the up-and-coming hype train, Khamzat? We don't want to see that, man. I like Nate too much. Nate too much. So, I can't kill Nate on this one. I'm kind of with him. But I mean, you know, listen, we know Nate don't want that smoke. He don't want any of that smoke. So I don't blame him. He's got one fight left in his contract. He's gonna get fucking steamrolled by Khamzat. It's just not cool. It's not kosher, you know. So what do you think is next for Nate in the chat? Let me know what you think. I put that little robot voice over here. Look at that. Look at that little robot. Actually, let me do this. We get fancy pants on this thing. This is robot thing. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, what did I just do? I hit the wrong thing. Hit the like button if you haven't hit that yet. Do it now, immediately. Or I will execute you. I will banish you to the netherworld. Let's see. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's my spectralizer. Cha-cha-cha. You like that little graphic over there? It's good when the robot talks. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, yeah, so bye, Felicia. Felicia Spencer has retired. It didn't really look good in the last fight. Won, but, you know, looked like a lunch lady. So she's done, though. You guys going to miss Felicia Spencer? Let me know in the chat. We spoke about Mr. Jeff Neal with his DUI, which is a bummer, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's old Jesse pulled over here. That's it. All right, tomorrow we got Fook off Friday. We'll be fooking off, spinning some wheels, hanging out with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
We got Bellator tomorrow as well. Thinking about probably reacting to that. So get your last comments in the chat. We out of here. We out of this bitch. Thank you for the likes, guys. Appreciate the 105, 122. He's put in more than enough hours for us. Don't want to see him take anyone. Nate doesn't want to fight rookies or guys that just hold. Nate versus speech lessons. Mayhem Miller needs a fight. Isn't he in jail? Felicia the hot blonde. Nah, Felicia Spencer. Jesse, lot of news. Let's see. McGregor. So you want McGregor for Nate, the trilogy? She can go train the kids in Taekwondo. Save the show. They cut my brother Impa. Oh, yeah, Impa Kasagane. Yeah, he got cut. You know what? Let me go over here real quick. Yeah. I'm not surprised, though, if Impa would have stayed in the UFC. He was fun, you know. He's a good fighter, but dude would have had brain damage if he would have stayed on the UFC roster. So I'm kind of cool. You know, it sucks. He seems like a nice guy. Let me see if there's anything I missed. Oh, yeah. So, you know, I'm going to go over to MMA Island. Let me give MMA Island a shout out. They seem like they've been dropping some stuff out here. So go follow MMA.Island. I think they just followed us. MMA Island over here. Let's see what they push. They put the Felicia Spencer. Yeah, what do you think about Kevin Holland versus Nick Diaz? I mean, talk about it out of left field. I kind of don't hate it, though. Kevin Holland talking about going to 170, right? Looking to go over there. I don't think Nick is going to really fight at 170. I think he's going to want to stay at 185, be comfy weight. So throw those guys at each other. I don't care what the hell weight it is. I say go for it, man. I don't know. But then again, Kevin Holland, I think he's going to beat the shit out of Nick Diaz, no? Or maybe not. Maybe Nick's, fucking ankle picks him or some shit. I don't know. But would you like to see that fight? I love Nick, but have zero faith in him now. Yeah, I would definitely go Kevin on this one. But I kind of like the fight. I don't know why. True story. Arizona Coyotes suck moss. I tell you what, the Rangers were going to win the Stanley Cup. Don't matter. But they cut Kevin Lee instead. Let's see. That's a terrible fight. So King of the Dead don't like it. So you saying, do you want Nick to go away? Or is Holland too young? Too young, and he's probably going to hurt Nick. He probably is, man. Marab Dvalishvili, his name just fun to say. Let's go Rangers. Let's go Shroom Grizzly. Someone with some common sense in the chat. Fukin Rangers. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Trevin Jones versus Havid Bashir. I don't even. Who the fuck are these guys?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Forgive me for being a casual.
Casual.
I don't even know these guys. Am I supposed to know them? All right. I'm done. Oh, by the way, this is kind of interesting with Volkanovski, who's probably going to be fighting Max Holloway soon. Volkanovski, the champion of the 145-pound weight class, he could fight his buddy since Hooker's going down, and that's kind of interesting because these guys know what they know what's going on in the gym, what each other has, and Volkanovski versus Dan Hooker. It's kind of fascinating to me. How you like AZ weather in December? We just had we had a bummer day today because just had our parents. They were here. The reason why we pushed the show off is because I want to spend some time with my family, and we had my parents in from New York, and this is like the best time of the year to be here. It's great, so I love it, man. AZ in December is just like it's legit perfect, absolutely perfect. We had the fire pit going, hung out. We were roasting the marshmallows and. Just trying to deprogram for a couple of days. So it's great, man. AZ is home, man. I love the weather in AZ. Even the hot days, I love it. I'm down. I'm an AZ fan. All right. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm done with our Thursday night extravaganza. It's good to be back. Thank you to everyone that hit the like button. Thank you for the D-Man Diaz donation and the memberships to everyone that's a member in the chat. And if you watch on a replay, member up. Hit the join button. Get your fancy emojis. Support the show. Thank you to our patrons once again. Thank you to our sponsors. Check out the links in the description. We just put a bet on mybookie.ag. Promo code MMA-HOLES for a 100% match on your first deposit. Head Rush, which I got on right now. Little Head Rush over here. Really like their clothing. The one thing I love about Head Rush is you can wash this shit a gazillion times and it just stays. This shit's premium. This shit is way better than our merch. I'm just going to say it right there. But shout out to Head Rush for putting on some quality shirts, and maybe Head Rush can make an MMA-Holes shirt. That'd be great. But yeah, they have some really cool stuff. If you want 20% off, promo code MMA-HOLES. MysticRootsCBD.com. Same thing. Promo code MMA-HOLES for 20% off the CBD. And if you want to watch the fights, pin in the live chat, description, ESPN Plus. Use our link and catapult us into just put the money in our bank account. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-hole.
Thank you.